Good morning, F1A. Good morning, F1S. Welcome to Literacy. Today we are learning to retell fairy tales, and our success criteria is I can listen to the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears and then draw a story map. We have learned a lot about fairy tales this term. I think you would be a fairy tale expert. We have learned that in fairy tales there are often kind characters and unkind characters. There are also often groups of three, like the Three Little Pigs and the Three Little Bears and the Three Billy Goats Gruff. We've also learnt that magical things happen in fairy tales and that fairy tales have been told for thousands and thousands of years, and there's different versions of them. We also know that many fairy tales have a lesson that they're trying to teach us. Goldilocks and the Three Bears is a fairy tale that has many of these elements in it. We're going to use Goldilocks in combination with our knowledge of our five senses this week to do some literacy work. But first, let's revisit what happens in the story.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, Goldilocks was playing in the woods near her home. As she skipped along the pebbly path, her golden locks bouncing, Goldilocks suddenly stopped and sniffed the air. A yummy smell was coming from the middle of the woods. As her tummy grumbled loudly, Goldilocks followed the delicious smell. She soon found herself in front of a little house. "I wonder who lives here," she said. Goldilocks knocked loudly on the front door. Knock, knock, knock. But on the last knock, the door swung open. There was no one at home. Goldilocks saw 3 bowls of porridge on the kitchen table. "I'm sure no one will mind if I have a little taste of this porridge," she told herself. Goldilocks ate a spoonful of porridge from the biggest bowl. "Yuck!" she cried. "This porridge is far too cold." Goldilocks tried the medium-sized bowl. "Ouch!" she gasped. "This porridge is far too hot." Finally, Goldilocks took a little mouthful from the smallest bowl. She sighed. "This porridge is perfect." And she ate it all up. Then, Goldilocks went into the living room for a rest. She saw a big chair, a medium-sized chair, and a tiny little chair. Goldilocks climbed onto the biggest chair. "This chair is too big," she said. Next, Goldilocks clambered onto the medium-sized chair. The cushions were very squashy. "This chair is too soft," she cried. Then, Goldilocks tried the tiny chair. "This chair is perfect," beamed Goldilocks. She was just getting comfortable when, crack! The chair broke into pieces. "Oh no!" Goldilocks gasped. "Perhaps I should lie down instead." Upstairs, Goldilocks found a big bed, a medium-sized bed, and a tiny little bed. When she jumped on the big bed, it was too hard. The medium-sized bed was too soft for bouncing, and the little bed was perfect. Goldilocks sighed happily, and the little girl crawled under the covers and fell fast asleep. Meanwhile, 3 hungry bears returned to the little house. They had been for a walk while their hot porridge cooled down, but the door was already open, and there were muddy footprints in the hall. "Someone's been eating my porridge," roared Daddy Bear. "Someone's been eating my porridge too," growled Mommy Bear. "Look," squeaked Baby Bear, "my porridge is all gone." The 3 bears went into the living room. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," roared Daddy Bear. "Someone's been sitting in my chair too," growled Mommy Bear. Someone's been sitting in my chair, squeaked Baby Bear, and they've broken it. Suddenly, the three bears heard a noise coming from upstairs. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, roared Daddy Bear as he stepped into the bedroom. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, too, growled Mommy Bear, straightening the covers. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, squeaked Baby Bear, and she's still there. Goldilocks woke up with a start and screamed. The three bears watched in surprise as she ran off through the forest as fast as her little legs could carry her. And guess what? The three bears never saw Goldilocks again.
To help us understand the story and to help us retell the story, we're going to create a story map today. A story map is a way of showing all the events that happened in the story in order from the beginning all the way to the end. You don't draw everything that happened, but you draw the main things or the main events that happened in the story. So what happened first in the story or the fairy tale Goldilocks and the Three Bears? First, Goldilocks was walking along through the forest or the woods and she saw the house of the three bears. Let's draw that one now. So here's my first drawing. It's a very quick drawing, but it shows all the things that are happening at the start. You can see that Goldilocks here is in the forest or the woods. See the trees? And she sees the house. That's the first thing that happens. What happens next? Do you know? What does she do when she goes inside? She tries to eat the porridge. Let's draw that next. Here's Goldilocks. She's got a spoon and a bowl of porridge. And she tries all the three porridges and ends up eating all of Baby Bear's porridge. Oh no! What happens after that? What does she do? That's right. She tries all the chairs. And she ends up breaking which chair? Baby Bear's chair. It's very comfortable, but I think she's too big for it and it breaks. Let's draw that one next. Here's Goldilocks on a chair, and after she breaks it, what does she do? Where does she go? She goes up the stairs into the bedroom and she tries all the beds. Let's draw Goldilocks on a bed now. Here's Goldilocks on a bed and she ends up falling asleep in Baby Bear's bed. Let's draw some little snores to show that she's sleeping. When she's fallen asleep, who happens to arrive at the house? The three bears, that's right. They've come back from their walk. What do they notice first? They notice that the porridge has been eaten and Baby Bear's one is all gone. Here's the three bears. Here's Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. And they've noticed that someone has been eating their porridge. Next, they notice someone has been sitting on their chairs. And Baby Bear's chair is all broken on the floor. Let's draw that one now. Can you see here how Baby Bear's chair is all broken on the floor? Oh no. After that, where do the three bears go? They go upstairs to see what's happening up there. And what do they find? They find Goldilocks all tucked up asleep in Baby Bear's bed. Here they are. They've seen her in the bed, and what does Goldilocks do? She runs away. Right away, and they never saw her again. Let's draw her running away through the forest as our last picture in our story map. All done. there's my story map of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. So now your job is to make your own story map of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. If you want to, you can also add labels to label the different characters, like Goldilocks or Baby Bear, and even some objects, like the porridge or the chair. To practice your reading today, do some reading on Bug Club, and have an awesome day. See you tomorrow. Bye!